I'm Don Smith.
And I'm Bill Cartwright, and today is May 28th.
We're currently on Channel 5 on the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. We had a little bit of extra time this time because the length of time between
Yes,
the
we
Wednesdays.
did. And AJ also plays the program at other times on Channel 5 and on YouTube.
Yeah, and we're going to suggest that you switch over to us and watch us on YouTube.
Yep.
You just need a telephone, a smartphone, or iPad, smart TV, computer, and if you type in what's happening in Miami County video, up we pop.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You can watch us any time of the day or night.
Past programs,
Oh,
current.
yeah. I just watched the first one before here today, just to see how
Yep.
bad we were in the beginning. And you know, we never got any better. But that's
yeah,
all right.
well.
Anyway, you can watch the program anytime. So watch it on YouTube. That would be a really, really good thing.
It's a good way to watch it, really is.
Yeah,
So
then you can do it at your convenience, so no big deal.
what you been up to?
Well, I got a list of things, and I'm going to start off sad because,
Oh, yeah.
you know, we had three puppies, Max, Jackson, Sam, and unfortunately, Max passed away last week. And
Yeah.
it was a tough time for us at home. My wife was sitting with him when that happened, and he just slowly stopped breathing and passed away. And so we've been sad. Every time I go to bed at night, I think about him
Yeah.
because he was the one who was always laying in my spot on the bed.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now he's not there, and it's really difficult to get past that.
Well,
But
it's tough because they're part of the family.
and
They
I think
really are.
AJ has a picture of Max. He was a rescue that we had at our house for quite a long time. He was 16, but we had him for at least 10 of those years, and I think even longer. So it was just a sad day
Yeah.
when he passed away, and it's still a sad month for us. And then it follows my birthday was around the same time.
Yeah.
And we had a big old birthday gathering with the family, and that was nice. They took me to Dewey's Pizza. I never heard of Dewey's Pizza. It was in Dayton near the university.
Yep.
And they had a Mexican pizza there that was like none I've ever had. It was just outstandingly good. It was so good that I encouraged the Cartwrights and us, and we went back down
We went
another
back.
time. So
And he
I've
was
had
right. It was good. It was very good.
really good. So, and then we had a surgery in the family. So our daughter-in-law had to have some sort of a surgery, and she was in for quite a while, but she came home right away, and seems to be doing really well. So I'm glad for that. And we had flowers delivered for yard planting. And for those who don't know, I helped Tom when we first started. I had the flower shop. I used to do yards for people
Right.
and plant the flowers, and I hired Tom, and he would help me to do that. That's Lillicrap. And then all of a sudden, I closed the flower shop, and Tom took over the business, and now I help him. So now I get a paycheck.
Full circle, full
Yeah,
circle.
that was a big project for this week so far we've been doing, and I still have a little bit more to do at my house as we go along. And then I'll say, really good friend I've known for more than 50 years is moving into an apartment, and at age 97,
Yeah.
he needs some assistance when it comes to all the paperwork and all of the information that he has to gather in order to do that. So I've been spending a lot of time with him lately, just helping him get everything ready to
He's a
move.
good guy. He really is.
And the night this program's on TV is the day that he'll be first in his new place to sleep. So that's what we're doing there. And then, of course, like you, the Bethany Center is a big part of my Fridays, and we do that every Friday. And I also go to the St. Clair Chapel over St. Boniface and spend an hour at midnight on the same night as this program's on. And then on this coming week after the program on Saturday, we're having a movie night at our house, and you're coming.
Yep.
The Lillicraps are coming.
Yep.
And my friend Bob is coming over, and we're going to watch The Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby.
We're doing that because the three couples of us are going to be going off to London in July, and will be going to the Great Gatsby at the West End in London. So I'm
Yes,
really excited
looking forward
about
to that. Yeah.
Really looking forward to it, seeing a show at the West End. For those of you who don't know, the West End in London is the same as Broadway in New York.
Yeah, it's the theater district.
Yes, they just call it the West End.
All right.
And then, of course, there's the Memorial Day parade on Monday, and Sue and I have always, in the last several years, been asked by Kathy Haney to hand out flags on her corner there because there's a concentration of people, and she gives flags to everybody who attends the parade. And so Sue and I will be handing out flags on Monday. So that's what's going on at my house. How about you?
Well, it's been pretty busy, especially this last weekend. But you know, we've been, like you said, I've been doing the Bethany Center on Thursdays and all that because that's when I do that, and you know, just normal stuff, Bible study, church, or that kind of thing. But this last weekend, oh my goodness, what a weekend! We had 2 graduations, college graduations that we had to go to. Well, we didn't have to, but we wanted to. Well, one was a have to because it was our grandson.
Yeah, you've been in trouble.
Yeah, I've been in trouble. But Saturday, our day Saturday was totally full until, it was probably 10, 11 o'clock before we got home that night. And we went to Springfield to Wittenberg College for the graduation class there. Because our grandson's soon-to-be, probably, fiance, yeah,
Possibly,
she was graduating. So we were invited to that. And I don't know if you've never been to Wittenberg College. It's a beautiful venue.
Yes, it is.
It really is. And they have this like amphitheater, and it was gorgeous. It really was. It was a fun time. We were outside. The weather cooperated. The wind was blowing pretty hard, but we were in a shade, and it just was really nice. But that took up, and then we went out to eat after that to, what was it, Olive Garden. And so then that night, we had to get back because at 6:30 we needed to be at the APAC, Arbogast Performing Arts Center. We went to see the Fleetwood Mac Rumors. It's called the group is called Rumors, but it's like a tribute band to Fleetwood Mac, and that was a lot of fun. And if you're a Fleetwood Mac fan, you know what I mean. They have some good songs. Some of the songs I'm not that familiar with, but you know, they had the gal that did the part of Stevie Nicks was spot on. I think she was really, really good as far as portraying Stevie Nicks. But then on Sunday, of course, we went to church in the morning. Then we had to get to our daughter and son-in-law's house, and then we went down to Miami University in Oxford for our grandson's graduation, and that was a lot of fun. It was a little easier day. We didn't have anything we had to be at in the evening, so that made it a little easier, which was a good thing, because one thing about graduate, I know why I'm not thrilled about attending graduations. They go on forever. And, you know, I mean, everybody deserves their due, you know, as far as their accomplishment and all that. But they just drag on and on and on and on. And everybody has to speak. And it just, but anyway, it was a fun time. And then afterwards, we went back to where his house was that they were staying at. He and 4 other guys were staying at this house. And all the parents got together and brought food and all that. So then we had a sit down and a little meal and all that. It was a fun day. It was a lot of fun, and it was really good. I'm very proud of Noah Willis, our grandson. He's done an awesome job. So anyway, that's enough of what I was doing. So that's about it.
Well, you know, now he's going to be free to be an adult.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
That's another shock, though.
Yeah.
Because from college to adulthood,
Yep.
when it comes to a real job and all that, it
Yeah,
becomes a different
and
ballgame.
he has a job,
Oh, that's
and
good.
he's a little apprehensive
don't
about
blame
it.
him.
But I mean, it's a big step. So
I started out as a teacher on crutches.
Did you?
First day of school that I had to teach because I fell down the steps to get myself moved
but
out of the college.
you probably got sympathy because
Oh.
everybody probably thought, "Oh, that poor crippled teacher."
No, you know what the real problem was? I looked the same age as the kids because I was only 21. They were 18. It was not as easy. It was not
No,
an easy transition.
I'll bet not.
But anyway, we've got a great visit planned for you, by the way, in this program, and I want you to know that because you got to stay tuned because
Yep.
if any of you have seen that semi-trailer that sits down there on Main Street, just south of the Crooked Handle on the other side of the street, we're going to go there and we're going to find out what's going on with that trailer.
We're going to
And
visit
that's-
and give you the lowdown.
Yep, that's going to be interesting. So that's what's next up, and in the meantime, we're going to talk about or see the renovations going on with the referees. Referees closed up, and now the submarine house is coming in.
Yep.
And I took a picture of their renovation outside because I think they've already done an amazing job.
Oh, they have. It's
And
looking really good.
Looks like they still have more to do. Have you ever been to a submarine house?
I think once a long time ago, and I tell you what, their food's really good. It's a fun place. I mean, it's just sub sandwiches and that kind of stuff, but it's very good.
Now, I went to the one in Vandalia. Jamie, my daughter, took me to there one time. She said, "Great place, we'll go." And I had a really good sandwich. I remember that. It was so good, I went back another time by myself because I was in the area and I just needed to eat. Because I always need.
You always need to eat.
Yeah. So went back there. And do we have any? Let's get on to it. Do we have any upcoming events?
Yes, we do. Okay, so this one's a good one. The Pickwas Farmers Market is going to start on May 29th, 3 to 6, and it's in downtown Pickwa there on the square. It'll be fun, and of course it's going to be, this is just the beginning. It's going to go clear through September 25th. So every Thursday you can go down there and get some fresh produce and all that. So that's
baked goods.
baked
All
baked
kinds of
goods,
stuff.
all kinds of stuff, not just food, but all kinds of good stuff. And then, of course, the Lock 9 concert is May 30th at 7 to 9 p.m., and that'll be Noah Witherspoon will be there playing. And there again, I was excited when I saw all the lineups for the Lock 9 concert series. So you need to go and see, you just go
to their
through
website.
the website and just see all the performances that are coming up. It's really great, and that goes clear through September 13th. So
Is it every weekend?
not every, but almost. Yeah,
Oh yeah, there's
it's
quite a few.
quite a few.
Well, I'm glad they're using it.
Yeah, oh yeah,
We
they
built
are.
it. We need to use it.
Well, they said they were gonna
Yep.
get that going. So, and then of course on May 31st, 5 to 10 in West Milton is Family Fun Day, and it's at the park, the municipal park, and that should be a lot of fun. It's there's bounce houses, food trucks, kids activities, and family movie night. I didn't see what the movie, don't have what the movie's going to be, but I'm sure it'll be a family-friendly one, of course. But that's, like I said, West Milton Municipal Park. So that'll be a fun thing. And then I was contacted by someone, Valerie Mulliken, and she wanted us to get some things on the air. She asked us, which, by the way, if you have any events you want us to air, contact us. Contact AJ or Don or I, and we can get them on. This organization is called Operation Veteran Caregiver Support. It's a great organization because they support our veterans. But in June, Tuesday, June 3rd, is a muster and mingle. And of course, that muster is, like a military jargon and all, but yeah. But anyway, it says, come hang out with Concerned Veterans for America for an evening connection, conversation. You meet with fellow vets, swap stories, learn how they're making an impact. Food, drinks, and good company guaranteed. So, and families are all welcome. So the whole family is welcome. And that'll be at the Piqua YMCA Activity Center at 307 West High Street, Piqua, Ohio. So that's Concerned Veterans for America. So that'll be a really good event.
Well, I'm glad she let us know about that.
Yes, actually that's true. And then I have a couple other events. June 5th at 6 to 8 is Veteran Men Connect, and that'll be at Riverside Place Plaza, Piqua. And for more details, we're going to have the website at the end of the show. And then on June 14th, from 9 to 12 and 10 to 2, Cars and Coffee and Family Fun at Family Farmin' Home, which is 1245 East Ash Street. That's out right kind of across from, Walmart. Anyway, so but that'll be a good time, and it's great for the veterans, and all that. And I'll save these others for the next go around with events.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot going on, and of course, as you get close to summer, you have even more going on.
And we don't even really touch the surface. I mean, there is so much going on, so you need to be alert and just go to websites, or go, if you can, or just ask in your phone, is such and such going to happen? And
Google what's happening today, and it'll probably tell you something. So anyway, I have a little bit of trivia that I thought we might, since back in the day we were doing that, and then we got away from it because we've been so busy doing everything else. But did you know how many presidents came from the state of Ohio?
I know there's a lot, but I could not name them.
You couldn't name them?
No.
Oh, I can rip them right off.
I know
Mostly
you can. All you got to do is read them. Yeah.
Well, there's 8.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
When you think about 8 for one state,
Yeah.
and we have a lot of states.
Well, the one I knew, Ulysses S. Grant.
Oh, yeah.
I did know that.
Well, yeah, he's a good one. And then, the other one, Rutherford B. Hayes, he actually came to Piqua. And
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
ate about a block down the street from me in a house that's now owned by another family. But that dining room had Rutherford B. Hayes having dinner in it one
Wow.
time. That's part of our local history,
Yes.
Anyway, there are 4 presidents that have one thing in common, other than being from Ohio, because all 8
Right.
have that in common. But I'm going to name 4, and you tell me what they have in common. William Harrison, James Garfield, William McKinley, and Warren Harding. Do any of those of you who are out there watching us know what those 4 have in common?
Boy, I don't know. I'm kind of dead with the thought here. I don't know.
You're dead with the thought?
Yeah, I just can't think of anything. My mind's dead.
So are they.
Oh, okay.
Where'd you come up with that?
I don't know.
All 4 of them actually died in office.
Yeah.
And that was set. I think Harding only was there a month.
Wow.
He
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
even-
that's right.
He
yeah.
didn't even get time to put his underwear in the drawers.
Or write any
the drawers
executive
in the
orders.
drawers.
Yeah.
Because he was only there a month before he passed away. I think he got sick at the inauguration because he stood
Yeah,
out
because
in
he
bad
stood
weather.
out. Yeah, yeah.
Got pneumonia.
That was the story anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, got pneumonia, and that was the end of that.
Yep.
So anyway, 4 of them have that happen, and then we have Ulysses S. Grant, Benjamin Harrison, William Taft, and of course Rutherford B. Hayes, all from the United States, well, that makes sense, but all from Ohio as well.
They have to be president.
Yeah, I think so. Well, now there is question about that.
Well, there
We had
has
one
been
not too long ago.
in
There
the
was
past.
arguments
Yes,
about maybe
yes.
not being from the U.S., but that's okay. We got that over with.
We won't go through that.
So that's a lot of presidents. So
That is a lot of presidents
The
from
question
Ohio.
is, though, do we have any vice presidents? And it's interesting to look at that because we had 8 presidents. How many vice presidents do we have? Won. Really? His name was, I got it written down here, Douglas Fairbanks
Yeah.
was vice president for Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Born in Ohio, but he moved to Indiana.
Yeah. See, that's why I didn't count him. I wasn't referring to him.
Oh, you weren't? Who were
No.
you referring to, I wonder?
I wonder. I think maybe our current vice president.
What's his name? JD.
JD. Good old JD Vance. Yep.
Boy, he's on the news a lot.
Yeah, he is.
He's
Yeah.
looking good too. His clothes got nicer and everything.
Yeah.
He's coming right along.
Well, yeah.
But, it's a proud thing to have presidents from our state. And it's a proud thing, too, to have the
Yeah.
vice president currently from our state of
It really
Ohio.
is. It really
So, that not every state can say that they have these special people coming from their
No,
states.
must be something in the water.
Must be. I don't know. So anyway, have you got any more events?
Yeah, real quick,
We got to get going on our road trip.
Yeah, I know. So in June 6th, 4 to 9, Jeep Cruise In by Duck Duck Jeep, Ohio. And this will be at downtown Tip City. So that'll be fun if you've ever been to one of those events. I think Troy had one at one time, and there's like hundreds of Jeeps come to this, and they're all shapes and sizes.
But they have these little ducks, they said in them.
But they're all Jeeps, and some are decked out really nice, and some look like they've been through you know what. But anyway, that's an event that's coming up, and then of course we have one that everybody knows in Miami County for sure, and a big area. The Troy Strawberry Festival. Oh. That's coming up June 7th and June 8th.
I like those strawberries.
I know, downtown Troy. And it's just going to be, the strawberries are so good, and it's a lot of fun. They have a lot of events, a lot of exhibits, things going on. For more information, just go to www.troystrawberryfest.com. And you can get all the information, probably the schedules of all the different things that are going to be going on. And then we have another one that you know about. You gave these to me, and I think they're very important. St. Mary's Catholic Church Festival, June 6th and 7th, Friday 5 to 10 p.m. and Saturday 3 to 10 p.m. There'll be festival rides, bingo, kiddie land, a chicken dinner, and cake booth, food booths, and beer booth, and entertainment and games of chance.
Catholics.
Yes, I do.
We got games of chance. We got chicken,
beer.
And it's sad that the festival last year wasn't able to happen.
What happened?
They needed more volunteers than they could come up with. But a
that
family
is a
has
shame.
stepped up now, and they're leading it, and it's going. I think it'll be a nice thing. It's only a block from my house. That just means I can't park near me.
Yeah, they use this as what, a fundraiser?
Yeah, it's a fundraiser. It helps with the schools and all that.
All right, and then another one that's near and dear to your heart is the Piqua Caldwell Historic District Scavenger Hunt. I heard last year they had a lot of fun.
Well, it's an interesting thing. The scavenger hunt, we give them 16 pictures of things within the district, and all they have to do is write the addresses where they are. And so you walk around. It's on the same day as the festival, so you walk around and you do that. Then you go up and do a little gambling and have a beer, or you get a beer and walk around and do the thing. I don't know, whatever works. But anyway, that takes place on the corner of Caldwell and Green Street, where you pick up the paper with the pictures on it and just do a walking tour of the historic district. There's no charge to do this, but the good part is there's money, there's a financial payoff, because if you find them all, everybody who finds all of them goes into a hopper. And usually there's not too many that find all of them. So the hopper is not real full.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have a drawing, and the person who is drawn will get a $75 voucher to spend. And so that's really good.
And then the second person,
Gets 50, and the third one gets 25.
so that's a good deal. And then you can go to the festival and drink beer and celebrate. Or spend the
and
money on.
take the money
Yeah.
and use it on the games of chance.
There you
program.
go, there you
So
go.
anyway, that's coming up on June the 7th also, and it's
Right, 1 to 4.
1 to 4 o'clock in the
Yep.
afternoon. So it's a nice afternoon walk around.
That'll be a lot of fun, I think. And then another Lock 9 concert on June 6th and 7th, and that'll be the Driving Force, Brass Tax Band will be performing on June 6th, 7 to 9. So there again, go to the website for more information, but it should be fun. Bring a blanket or little lawn chairs or something like that to sit on the lawn in front of the stage there, and it'd be fun. And then one other thing I wanted to press, because this one is, there again, it's the Operation Veteran Care Support, which I think is, like I said, a good thing, but this is coming up and you need some reservations. So that's the only reason I'm pushing it right now. June 21st, they're having invited to a Heart for Veterans, and it's a gala that's should be a whole lot of fun. Tickets are $50 and include hors d'oeuvres, dinner, a magic show with magician Brendan Trojan, and dancing with music from a live DJ. And so for more information, we'll have the website at the end of the show. We'll scroll because it's a hefty one. But if you go to their website, then they have a button you can click, and it'll take you to where the tickets are for sale. But they also look for sponsorships also. There's like a $1,500 sponsorship, $1,000, $500, or $100 Agape sponsorship. So like I said, it goes to support veterans, and golly, they need all the support we can give them, because some of them are really good.
You know, that's really true too, because my friend who I'm helping move into his new apartment
Yes.
is a veteran. He's 97 years old and has never really taken veterans money or donations or
Right.
anything that comes along with that until now, and the veterans have really stepped up to help him get this taken care of, and I think it's an amazing thing.
It really is.
And I've been down to the VA hospital with him, and
That's quite a place.
it's quite a place,
Yeah.
and it's extremely well organized. I am totally impressed, and whatever we can do for the veterans, we need to do it, because
Absolutely.
after all, they're the reason we're free,
That's right.
that we
That's
have
right.
freedom in this country. So please keep that in mind. But you know what? We only have just a short period of time left to get ourselves out there to speak with Brett Decker, who is going to talk to us about that semi-trailer that's sitting out there, and you're going to find out all the really lowdown on that. So hang with us. We're going to move from here out there, and we'll be set here in a minute.
Yep.
You know, as we were traveling to get to the farm here, we went past all of the cool stuff that's going on right there at I-75, and I'm
There's
just
a bunch. There's
aren't
a
you
bunch.
amazed at how
Yeah.
fast they're doing that?
Yeah.
But here now we are with Brett Decker, and he is the man in charge of the farm, which is this really cool trailer. I don't know, you don't really call it a trailer.
No, I call it a piece of equipment because it's a really cool
what
piece
it
of
is,
equipment.
right? Yeah.
But it's called a freight farm. It came from a company in Boston with the same name, and it is completely outfitted. When we took delivery of it, it is set up so when you first go in, there's a seedling station to start 3,200 plants, and then they grow vertically on the walls. And it's completely self-contained. The water recirculates. This type of farming uses like 95% less water than traditional farming.
Oh, I bet.
And how little amount of space it takes.
320 square feet, and
It amazes me.
so you can start 3,200, and then in the cultivation area another 3,200. They spend approximately 4 weeks back there, so it gives you about 800 plants a week.
That's a lot of lettuce.
Yeah. It's shocking that in 320 square feet, you're basically working with about 6,000 plants at any given time.
And one of your best customers, I don't know about best, but one of your customers is right down the street. You don't even have to go far to deliver.
It's true. They have turned into a wonderful customer.
That's Crooked Handle for those of you at the TV program.
No, yeah.
Yeah, they're terrific marketers and have events going on. And the summer concert series starts this weekend.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that just means more lettuce.
It does. And I just talked to the chef. He doubled up for the weekend.
Good deal. So, what got you into this whole thing? I mean, most people see a TV program and they watch it and go, oh, that's cool. And then you see a TV program and we get a lettuce plant here.
Well, it was a little bit of a whim. I had gotten out of my previous business, which was a flavored butter business. I sold that to Butterball Farms in 2015 and was looking for something new to get into. Saw a program on PBS called Growing a Greener World, and it featured Kimball Musk having these in Brooklyn. And
That's
I thought
Elon's brother.
Yeah.
and I thought it would be a really neat thing to bring to Pickwood, just to, have locally grown, beautiful greens for restaurants and people. So mostly I sell to a handful of restaurants, take almost all of it. But if you go to my website, Decker Indoor Farms, you can either order a la carte or you can sign up for a subscription where you get lettuce every week for 8 weeks.
Oh, that's really
And you can do it either weekly or bi-weekly.
and I think our audience needs to realize that we did at one other time in our history of Piqua have a hydroponic farm out on 25A with the greenhouses and the whole thing. And unfortunately, that wasn't able to sustain itself. But you've got, in this very small space, you're doing an amazing amount of growing.
Well, they've made it. They've pretty taken a lot of the. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Well, you don't want to say that. All these customers out there watching will have their own little trailers in the backyard.
That's all right.
Oh,
So
it
really is interesting. And Brett's going to take us also over to Pleasant Hill, where we'll get to see a grow action also that is under greenhouses rather than in this farm that we have here, a container farm. So we're really excited about that. When we were out in Vegas, Bill and I were impressed. We went to a farmer's market and they had a microgreens growing operation, and it was just amazing. And they did the same thing. They sent out microgreens. You got them every so often, and you could use them in your things, and the food just tasted so much better. And I know the same thing with the lettuce. When we were in the restaurant business, we bought hydroponically grown lettuce, and it just makes a beautiful presentation on a plate and just really makes a nice thing.
Yeah, it's a super clean product, right? In the case of here, there's no bugs, there's no herbicides, no pesticide.
Yeah.
It's a super clean product. And in this box, I can go from seed to harvest in 7 weeks by completely controlling that environment. The plants get 17 hours a day of light. And you can control the humidity, the temperature, the CO2 in the air. So I do boost the air in there with a little extra CO2 to boost those plants a little
Now,
bit.
the light, that's grow lights,
It's all LEDs.
LEDs. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
And then that's on a timer. That's
We'll step in and I'll turn them on for you.
Yeah, and we've got some really great photographs too inside the grow box, so you'll be able to see. The real truth is, it's small enough that there's not really room for us to go inside to actually do the taping. So Brett was good enough to get us some really good photographs, and AJ's going to work those into our story so that you'll see inside the box. But I think it was important for all of you people watching to know what this is, because people drive by here all the time and they're like, why is that sitting
Why
there?
is that container there?
Well, it's pretty hilarious. The latest rumor that I've heard that was what I was growing in there this week was morel mushrooms. And there was a rumor at one point that it was storing COVID vaccine. So
We're really excited to talk to you today because we're with Dean Sink here and Brett Decker. These two gentlemen are the all-knowing when it comes to hydroponics and hydroponic lettuce and all of the other things that can be grown hydroponically. Can you tell me what other things can be grown? Anything other?
Radishes, arugula, or you can grow you can grow strawberries hydroponically. About anything.
About anything can be grown hydroponically.
Certainly.
So, and for those of you who don't know, can you explain what hydroponics is?
Water.
Water.
Grown in water, no soil at all.
No soil. So therefore, nothing really needs to ever be washed. I mean, maybe for health's sake you might want to, but it's not got the mud and soil on the bottom that you would have under normal conditions.
No, it's a very clean product.
So,
And then the nutrients are put in the water, right, for the plants. Okay. Yeah.
now I'm noticing different sizes. So how old are these that are right here that I'm looking at in front of me?
3 weeks old.
This is 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then over here are
Well, there's 8 weeks,
a growth.
6 weeks in an aisle.
Okay.
Where it's white,
Uh-huh.
it's in there for a couple weeks. Then
Oh,
down
wait,
here,
wait, they're in there? There's some in that white?
No, not right now.
There will be, okay.
I need to plant them.
I got it.
Just the little starts that you see.
Then you
okay.
got the next section is down there,
Uh-huh,
and so you're harvesting this section and this section,
okay.
and then after you harvest it, you swap the channels, spread them out, so they got more room to grow as they get bigger.
Well, Brett told me that you have been at this a very long time,
Couple of years.
and that you were familiar with King Cole Restaurant and Le Berge and all those restaurants that were at one point the very high end. We all wanted to go there extra special times.
Yeah.
And I know that when we were in the restaurant business, we were trying to get it, but we didn't know you. I wish I had known you at that point.
Well, yeah.
He does too.
But you know, it's just really interesting to see this all growing the way it does. And for those of you who are watching us, we talked about the semi trailer that's on Main Street in Piqua, and Brett is the owner of that trailer, and that trailer does exactly what is being done here. He grows hydroponically, all kinds of things there. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so one of the big differences with the container is that where this is all horizontal, mine in that container grows on the walls. And so it's vertical, so it gets watered from above. All the plants get watered evenly. It goes to a trough and the water just gets recycled around.
Keep recycling. So do you have to change the water pretty regularly?
You do what they call a water turnover every 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Because the nutrients can build up.
Now we also have on our ability to show, we've got pictures of your grow operation. For the rest of you who are paying attention, it was kind of small for us to walk around and really look at it. So Brett brought us out here so that we could see the same operation, only under greenhouse rather than in that trailer. So
And at scale. Because Dean supplies produce terminals that supply restaurants throughout the Cincinnati and Dayton area and even beyond.
So,
That's really. How many different kinds of lettuce do you grow, or is it primarily one kind?
Primarily bib.
Okay.
The other house I have a mescaline mix, which is like 6 different varieties
Okay.
that I put together in a box and ship out.
so each of the greenhouses has something different? Is that how it works? Or
The little house and this house is the same. The big house then has the mescaline in it.
Okay, so we'll go to the other house so you can see some
Sure.
some product that has color.
Well, and I wanted to ask you, I mean, I mentioned to you on the phone before we actually met in person to talk about microgreens, because we were out in Las Vegas. Bill and I went to a farmer's market out there, and there was a gentleman who came in, and they was harvested, but he had these microgreens there, and he was giving us tastes of them, and I was like, you know,
I was amazed.
it was just an amazing thing.
They
And-
tasted so good.
and
the
you
concentrated
can
flavor.
buy their system, and then you just grow your microgreens, and they keep resupplying you with seed and all that. It was just an interesting operation. Do you do microgreens at all? Do you?
Do you? Oh, that's good.
That's good to know that. So, because it's there's a different taste when they're grown properly, and I think that's good.
And chefs do love to garnish their dishes
Oh,
with
yeah.
the little sprinkles,
Yeah,
right? It adds
yeah.
a lot of color and texture and flavor.
Yeah, when I'm cooking at my house, my wife's going, "Now, what did you buy?" Well, we got to have a little look on there.
Right.
So I understand that. So, so how long have you actually been doing hydroponics?
Since 1984.
1984. That's been a long time. So by now you got it down.
Oh yeah.
Do you have to have a staff of people to make it happen, or do you do it all yourself?
I got a couple. Right now I got 3 people that help me. Brett does the driving, and then I got a couple that help harvest.
Okay. Well, that sounds really good. And if you all are listening to us on the program, you're hearing that it's pouring down rain above us and on this canvas. So that'll be our background. But I want to look down here. Can we walk this way? Let's look at these.
I got it.
I want to show people that this is where the plugs go.
Yeah.
And pretty soon he's got some plugs ready to go, and we'll look at those.
Let me go get some.
But they just fit in here, and then the water just keeps circulating underneath. It amazes me how everything grows. So there's water going through here all the time, and there's water on the roof too today. But okay, that's the plug that goes in here.
An Oasis that holds 20% water and about 80% air.
Oh yeah.
And the root is out the bottom. You just stick one in each hole.
I just planted my first one.
There you go. Just like that.
And then 8 weeks later, you're eating it like that.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? That's just really amazing. So I think we're going to move now. So what we need to see is that these are the smallest version. So you take one seed and put one seed in each one of those.
Yeah.
Now, when I plant seeds, only half of them grow. Do you have that problem? Or does every seed just take off?
You see it.
No, there's nothing missing.
Yeah.
Pretty darn good, yeah.
It's about pretty consistent lately. That's what it says. Yeah.
And then they move to this phase, and then just keep getting bigger, and then eventually out to the garden.
Lettuce seeds, they're not very big. So how do you?
They're pelletized.
Oh, okay.
So they're about the plastic head on the bin.
Yeah, yeah.
They're about that size.
Oh,
So I
okay.
use a seeder bin and
And then just inject it in or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can show you that inside.
Well, that's kind of interesting. I wondered about that too, because
Yeah, I mean, because the lettuce seeds that I've seen are
Like
kind
a
of small.
Yeah, some of them are microscopic.
like a poppy seed or something really
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, AJ. What kind of lettuce is that?
It's an artisan lettuce. Is what this
Incredible
is.
color.
Your extra fancy restaurants want this, don't they?
Well, anybody that likes a salad wants this, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a different flavor to it than there is to the green?
I eat them all together.
It's just really beautiful, though.
There's some
Look
lettuce that has a peppery taste.
Look how
None of it. That's more arugula or watercress.
Yeah,
It's got
yeah,
the
yeah.
peppery.
Okay.
This here, it's more different textures, I would say.
Oh, okay.
this intrigues me.
This is red oak, and this is green oak,
Okay.
and it's kind of got a oak leaf shape.
Yeah, they're attractive.
You have a summer crisp here that's kind of similar. I mean, it doesn't make a head, but the leaf texture kind of looks like iceberg, maybe.
Yeah, or just plain leaf lettuce.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what my dad used to grow, and my
Yeah,
mom would go out and
yeah.
get leaf
Yeah.
lettuce, and we'd make wilted lettuce, things like that. You
Absolutely,
can do
yeah.
it with this kind of
This
lettuce.
here's red crisp. This is called Batavia, which is just a different texture little lettuce.
Now, your people that order from you, do they automatically tell you how many of each kind, or do you just mix it?
I mix it.
Mix it and
That's what
send it?
mescaline means. It's a mix.
Yes,
So
yep, I know that.
If I'm short of one, I put more in of another. So yeah, I just mix
And you sell it by the pound?
by the box.
By the box?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it looks good. There's just so many different kinds in this
Well,
greenhouse.
it's just different sections. It's set up just like it is over there in that house.
You said there's 6 different varieties in here.
Yeah, in each section.
In each section.
Yeah. And see, this in here is needing to plant. I plant here next, and that's what goes in here, 6 different things, and then I move it over to this side.
I bet that keeps you busy, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
So how many hours a day do you have to work?
I don't. That's one thing I don't keep track of.
Yeah. Well, if you like what you're doing,
I enjoy
it's not
it, yeah.
work.
And then we got a little bit of romaine. You can see there.
I've never seen romaine grow. I need to look at that.
It's just a small.
Just comes
Now it
up.
doesn't get a head like it does outside. It's still pretty loose inside the head. And this is just, it's big stuff that I can't keep standing up for some reason.
Okay. Well, that looks really good. So, and you said you also grow microgreens?
Yeah, I can. I don't have any growing right now.
Okay. Now, is that something that if somebody asks you for it, you can tell them, well, in so many weeks I'll have it?
Days.
Days? Oh,
I was gonna say, 'cause
days.
it's small, you don't need.
10 days is all you need.
Yeah.
so you learn all this by doing,
Pretty much.
or did you go to some sort of a school?
There, when I first got started, I did go to, they had the conference each year that I'd go to. But no, it's pretty much trial and error.
Learn by doing. I understand that. Seeds. And this is after they've been put into,
Pelletized.
you call it?
Pelletized.
Pelletized. So, and they plant individually. Because I know that a seed for lettuce is extremely small. It's smaller than poppy seed. So
Yeah.
that's really amazing.
That would be interesting to see how they do that. Pelletize that.
Well, yeah, the seed lays on a disc that's got this stuff on it and just rolls it around and just keeps rolling.
Keeps rolling.
Like a big snowball.
But what?
And then that, when it gets put into
Water?
water, it dissolves, right?
It's gone.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
It within 2 minutes.
2 minutes. It's
You've got a big crop right there.
Yeah.
With all those seeds in there, that'd be a
There's-
large crop.
Well, I seed several crops with it, but
Do
yeah,
ya?
there's 5,000 seeds there.
Wow.
That's 5,000 heads of lettuce right there in his hand. Is that
You
amazing?
want to hear something really crazy?
Okay.
That's a nickel.
It cost you a nickel?
That's a nickel.
Wow.
Well, they're doing okay too, aren't they?
Ain't they though?
Yeah, 5,000 in that one thing,
Yeah.
a nickel a piece.
We'll put that back in there. We don't want to lose it.
That's expensive stuff.
So, I normally seed right here on the corner of the table. And dump it out. Put the hose here, and it sucks.
Oh, it just sucks the seeds out.
Yeah, so I shake it around, and it catches, each one catches,
Oh, look at that, yeah.
and then here's the tray. Flop it over, and this just goes right over on top of that.
Oh, so you would set that on there and then flip it.
So when it's
Yeah.
hooked up to the vacuum, it holds all the seeds in their
In
spot.
place,
Oh,
yeah,
I
in
see.
place, I see that, yeah.
And then I take it out once it's on top of it, and then take it off, and all this extra seeds go down here, so if that's all you have then.
Yeah, all the nickels are down there.
All the nickels,
Yeah.
So,
Wow,
you could,
that's pretty clever.
my mom did all the seeding when we got started, raw
Yeah.
seed,
Yeah.
and it would take her about 10 minutes a tray.
to do one of
to
those.
do one of these. Yeah,
Yeah, that
And-
takes you less than a minute now, right?
I can do 5 of them in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Wow.
So that sounds really interesting. I'm telling you, I'm amazed at how this all comes to be.
Yeah.
And I think our viewers will be too. It's just real unusual.
Yeah, each year, they coming up with new ways or better ways of growing it. But basically, it's just a different method of farming.
Oh, yeah.
So do you sell here to the general public? Somebody
Yeah.
walk up to the door, they can,
I have a self-serve cooler right there
okay,
that they can come in and help themselves whenever they
and
want.
then just put the money somewhere over
There's
there?
a can in there, coffee can.
Well, that sounds like a handy little project.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. There's a few people that use it.
well, I really appreciate that. So, Brett, now we need to talk to you because it's the same thing that you're doing in Piqua, in that you call it the box.
It is, yep. It's called a freight farm is the piece of equipment.
Okay, and so
And so I think I mentioned that I sell to a handful of restaurants, and then local people in Piqua can go to Decker Indoor Farms, and they can order a la carte, and where I deliver it right to their house for no charge in a 5-mile radius, or people can sign up for a subscription. So a lot of people sign up for an 8-week subscrition, and they just get one bag of lettuce each week delivered to their house, and it holds so well it keeps them for the next,
yeah, well, I
until they
know
get their
that
next
from
one.
experience because I've had it before, and it holds up so well in the refrigerator. You just don't have to worry about that hydration all the time and it going bad on you.
Well,
As long as you
Dean
keep it in a
sells
little bit of water.
I sell mine as a living product, and Dean does too. So when it's still attached to the plug,
Yeah.
it
Just add water to it and let it keep on going.
that's right.
Although we don't give it the nutrients at that point. Well, I really appreciate it. And I really want our audience to know what goes on in that box. So I'm glad you were able to show us, and I'm glad you brought us over here to Pleasant Hill because I didn't know this existed.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting.
And the scale here is completely different than mine.
Well, yeah, it is.
Although shockingly, in that little box, you can start 3,200 plants and then another 3,200. So it gives me about 600 to 800 a week of product
That you can sell.
Yes.
600 to 800 pieces of, I mean, not pieces, but
Individual
heads of
heads.
lettuce
Correct.
that you can sell per week
That's right.
out of that small operation. That's really
Growing the
amazing.
vertical on the walls helps.
Well, yeah, but and I'm glad we have pictures because I'm anxious for the audience to see how that looks inside there.
Once
Yeah,
that goes,
and we'll get you in there at some
planted,
point.
Good, I hope so.
We'll get you in there.
Thank you.
Well, we're back. Yeah, and that was a great visit. We found out a whole lot.
It's really good to know what that trailer's all about because it's been sitting there for so darn long and I just wondered what is going on there.
I know.
And
I
now
know.
we know.
And it's amazing how much they do there.
By the way, we want to give you a little secret. Our next program is going to have really 2 special guests. We're going to have Jerry Williamson
Yes.
and his wife Darla Williamson. For those who don't know, Jerry and Darla are part of the Williamsons who own Three Joe's Pizza.
Yeah.
Or Three Joe's Pizzeria. And they're both exceptional cooks. Darla works with Bill on Thursdays at Bethany Center.
Yep.
And Jerry works with me Fridays at Bethany Center. And they just really add a lot to the cooking.
Oh,
And
absolutely,
So
yeah.
we're going to go to their house.
Yeah.
And they're going to show us a couple of recipes of special Italian foods
That they like.
that they're going to make at their house. And we're going to, hopefully the weather's good because they want to cook outdoors.
Yes.
It'll be kind of
And they
fun.
have a beautiful outdoors.
They do. They just
So-
had a new pool put in and it's going to be
Yeah,
an amazing
it's gonna be nice.
visit. So we get to do that in the next program. So make sure you mark your calendar for the second Wednesday of whatever next month is.
Yeah.
June.
June, yeah.
And you'll see that. And don't forget, you can always watch us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just put in what's happening in Miami County video. And
So it's
up we
about
pop.
time we wrap it up. Until next time.
I think so. So don't forget to watch us on YouTube. And I'm Don Smith.
And I'm Bill Cartwright. And that's what's happening.